So today we're talking about feedback particularly on aggressive monitoring, which is something that we talked about last week, me coming in and watching you do. So some really great positives I saw in terms of aggressive monitoring and feedback were that you had clear laps that would lead to mastery and even comprehension of the problem. So not just like doing addition or subtraction, but like having the labels really showed the kids that, or showed you that they knew what each represented, which means that they were like understanding the problem. You had your laps noted on the board, which I know is something that you do every single day. You got to most of your students, if not all. I don't remember if you got to all of them, but I know that when I left, you got to most of them. And then on a culture note, all of your students are getting to task right away, and all students are really focused on their work and learning. And you're in a really good spot for aggressive monitoring because on the rubric, the thing that we've been looking at was like the getting as many students as possible, having the exemplar, which you had, announcing your laps, taking those written notes, making a strategic move, which was clear because they almost all, I mean, did they all get it at the end? That's great.
Yep.
And so now we're zooming in on high quality transferable feedback. And I'm actually gonna add that it's gonna be high quality transferable feedback that's quick.
Yep.
So what we're gonna do is I'm going to model what quick and actionable feedback can look like. And then we're gonna watch your video, and then you're gonna just think of the differences between them so we can come up with your takeaway. So let's use Jonelle as an example, because that was the one that I saw, because it was kind of tricky because a lot of your kids got it, and so you were like, you were just like, nice job, nice job, nice job, which is great. Like you were just telling them that they did the lap. So you noticed that Jonelle did not have labels. So I'm gonna actually do two different versions of this because I want you to see that like there's two different ways to do it. And then we'll watch your video and then come up with the takeaway. Okay, so the first one is pretending that you notice just Jonelle doesn't have his labels. Okay, great. Jonelle, what does the 16 represent? Or 16 what? Jonelle doesn't know. Let's go back to the problem. It says that there are 16 facts from Antarctica, 74 from North America. Again, what does 16 represent? 16? Awesome. Make sure you label that. Every time you label your numbers, think, what does that number represent from the problem? What will you think about, Jonelle? The number is in the problem. Great. Walk away. Second one is like, he doesn't need help with the reading, so I wanted to present that to you because not everyone is like Jonelle. So, Jonelle,
he's
what?
Unique.
Yeah,
he's unique in that way.
He needed
he's really good at the math. The reading's hard. He's unique in that way.
Totally. So you could, for somebody who doesn't need that comprehension or that scaffold, Jonelle, what does 16 represent? It represents facts from Antarctica. Yes. Make sure you label it. Always label by thinking, what does this number represent? What are you going to think about? Yeah. Here. What does this number represent? Great. So now we're gonna watch your video, and I just want you to think about the difference between the thing that I modeled and then your feedback. He was so cute. He's like, and a part of me was like, I think he's a little nervous that it's me, Cass, and Anna.
He gets like that.
Where do we look? We look at the shining on me.
Oh, sorry. I guess I'll start from the beginning because you went up to me.
Where do we
Oh,
look?
I think you said like, what is the 16?
Shining on me. Got it. At the question.
He knows that. He knows you look at the question.
Let's go. Eric learned 16 facts about Antarctica. Have we learned any important information so far? What did we learn so far? Eric learned 16 facts about Antarctica. What important information have I learned from that question? How many facts did Eric learn about Antarctica? Good. So those facts were about what? They were about
It would have been easier if it was like, yeah, I know.
Antarctica. Good. Circle this whole section because that's going to help you label your number sentence.
Look at them this
That's
working.
great.
I know, I'm so proud of him.
84. Ding, ding, ding. Facts about North America. Did we learn more information? 84 facts about what? North America. Remember, we circled important information in the question. Some. I want to give a shout out to the whole class. Nice job.
That was really good that you like noticed that.
I'm going to be adding an emoji to the jar when I walk over there. Nice job. So now we've got the important information circled. So now is it easier for us to label? So 16 was about Antarctica. How will you label 16 in your number sentence? Say it. I see your mouth doing it. I see your mouth saying it.
Mm-hmm.
That's where they
So he knew.
represent.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
So what's your reflection on like the difference between those two feedbacks?
Yeah, I mean, like literally mine was just like so stretched out, and mine was just like going back to kind of like step one, whereas like honestly he knew those answers and I knew he knew them, so saying to him just like what does that represent just would have been so much more like fast, and I wouldn't have had to be with him for like over a minute, which is like a lot of time when I'm trying to get to all students. And thinking about like the fact that there's the reading piece to it too, like I could have just like reread it and just be like, okay, so what does 16 represent? Excuse me. Hey, they're in music. Yeah. Hi. Oh, in music. So it's downstairs. If you walk.
Did you go to the front office and get a
Yeah.
pass?
Nobody's there though.
Oh, okay. So can you go to the main office and like bring the thing? Just because you need to have a visitor pass to go around.
Yeah.
And then they
And
can
they'll,
take you to
yeah,
music.
they'll get Alicia for you.
Yeah.
So they take me, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll get Alicia for you.
And what is her stuff?
She's got all her stuff with
She
her.
has all of her things.
They're all good. She's all good to go.
Thank God,
for you.
right?
And what is the bell?
If you just go to the front, actually I guess there is no bell. I was thinking of the front door,
Yeah.
but just like go in and be like, is anyone here?
Downstairs, but they asking for like who's inside there 'cause nobody's in there.
Hopefully there should be always someone there. So if there's not somebody there, then like go into the there should be somebody there. I can text them.
As you're going down, we're gonna text somebody for you, and there'll be somebody there.
Yeah.
Does that sound good, Astra?